We're going to look at sort of different ways, different trusting relationships. If I get you to, if you just turn slightly towards me and just go back like a little bit. We're first going to look at a relationship where someone is, you're totally dependent, or you trust someone. The sort of language that might in the workplace that might go with this is, you have a team member and she's the only one that can do reports on such and such, or she's the account person and everything needs to be run by this one individual. So when work gets, there's a lot of work, they get completely swamped. If they don't have work, then, that's their role. So quite a lot of roles sort of function that way. So if you think about that kind of thing, but it's also an analogy to how we develop trust. So if we, I won't explain too much, we'll just do it, and then perhaps we'll put some words in. So I'm going to do it to you and then you do it to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, hopefully if this is okay, I'm going to put pressure on your shoulders. You're going to take all of my weight, okay, on your shoulders. And I want you to just think about how it feels.
There's this kind of awkwardness that I'm now responsible for you not smashing your head on the desk over there.
Absolutely. Try and walk away.
It's
quite difficult to walk away, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in leadership, we can get into this kind of a feeling where we have this pressure that, people are relying on us, that we need to support them.
Yeah.
Do it to me. I'll try not to fall over.
You've got the advantage of a couch behind you.
Yeah, that's true. So how does that, to be that person in that situation, how does it feel for you? So,
very unnatural.
But if you use that sort of as an analogy for, as a leader, sometimes we develop relationships like that where there's a dependency of our team members, it's not a good way to establish trust. And sometimes we do the opposite with our team members. We put all this weight onto them.
Yeah, and I did feel like it was a kind of an unfair relationship at that point. Me, putting a lot of my body weight onto you.
Yeah. So basically, it feels uncomfortable both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
completely.
Yeah. What are some of the dialogue is there any sort of elements in that you recognize that, in yourself, either way of, either parts of that relationship?
As in when I'm asking team members to do something, sometimes it's particularly, so I have, especially within my team at the moment, they're all recent. Most of them are recent graduates. So a lot of what I'm asking them to do, a lot of the time, is something they've never done before. So it's it can be a bit of a, sometimes I'll take a task or an idea or a problem to be solved to them, and it'll be a bit overwhelming for them. Because they just don't even know where to start, and it's something I struggle with, is that I sort of pretty much straight away get this feeling of, am I asking too much of them, or how do I turn this around so it's a learning opportunity for them.
Well, let's look at two more ways, and then perhaps we'll come back to, I think that's a great situation, so context. So let's come back to that, and maybe you can perhaps create your own answer from that.
Okay.
Once we've looked at sort of two other ways of establishing, trust or not establishing trust. So now I'm going to show you the exact opposite to what we've just done.
Oh, okay.
How does that feel?
There's this. It's more about, okay. So you're supporting yourself, but you've put yourself in my space. So
walk away now. Just walk away. How easy is it to walk away from that situation?
It's completely, yeah.
So if we put that into context, what would that context look like? So it's someone, it's really saying, I trust you to do something.
Yeah.
But how vulnerable am I in this situation?
No, you're not.
I'm not really at all.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the leader that you were talking about that was opening himself up.
Yeah.
But really sort of it's the appearance of being vulnerable, but actually not really, really opening up to that situation, or isn't really affected by that situation. And what's the desire there? When you walked away, what did you feel? Did you feel bad about walking away?
No.
So
it was okay to.
So you think in that situation, if you're asking someone to do something, but you're not really leaving yourself open to falling, there's no really incentive for them to follow through.
Yeah.
Try it do it to me. See what it thinks.
It's it is a kind of a weird. I'm trying to be vulnerable, but I'm really not.
You're really not. And so I think sometimes trust is really interesting. I think so a lot of times we're like, bring it on, but we're not really being open. So I think it's that, it's classic. You'll take your, other people ask you for help and you help them, but when someone asks you, you say, no, I'm fine. I can manage. I can do okay. It's that. I mean, that's an analogy for that, really. And I think especially as a leader, that's could be a vulnerability where we say, I've got this. It's okay. I'll support you, but we're not actually letting our team support us as well.
Yeah.
So that's just it's this idea that we're at the top and we're looking after them, but we have to let them look after us as well.
Yeah.
So that's sort of looking at two sort of opposite sides, neither one of them being particularly helpful or constructive. What's a sort of a good level then of trust? If we use this analogy, what would that look like? Do you want to show me what? So we've done one where we're fully putting our full weight and it's on someone else. So we're saying, I'm totally dependent on you. And it feels really, really heavy for the person we're putting on. And we're also opening up ourselves way too much, because if they don't deliver, we're screwed, basically. We're on the floor, aren't we?
Yeah.
So that's not a healthy situation. But the other also is not healthy either. If someone doesn't follow through on their delivery, it's fine. We're fine. I haven't really opened up the team for risk. If that was to happen, we can cover it. So it's a bit kind of like with your graduates. If you're asking them to do something new, there has to be a sort of element of they need to come through with this to a certain extent to actually develop that trust. What would be what's sort of in between those two? What would that look like?
What I'm thinking is it's more like a lean where, say I've got something wrong with my leg and I need a bit of my weight taken so we can, move towards help.
I tell you what, I'll tell you, or if you do it again, I'll tell you when I feel a trust, because I'm not feeling it.
I'm also not wanting to.
So that's brilliant. That's brilliant. You're not wanting to what? You're not wanting to what?
Put a whole lot of weight on you.
So, but if you don't put a whole lot of weight of me, are you creating a relationship of trust with me?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Yeah. If I'm a graduate and you just did what you did, if I'm in your team, do it again.
Yep.
Okay, you don't trust me. So do it again, and I'll tell you when I feel that you trust me.
Okay. I guess the point where I'm not pulling this off. So in these situations, when I'm going to someone with a task, what I what I want to do in terms of adding weight to something is to get them to understand the bigger picture, and particularly if there's a lot of the times we're doing something to meet someone else's, some other companies or some other team's needs, and for them to understand what their needs are and, you know, why it's hurting them or the pain it's causing them so it's more kind of trying to get an empathy going there, and this task will deal with that problem.
Yeah, okay.
Empathy
is great. Okay, so Simon, you know, the big picture is that actually this is really important. It's just one little part of the jigsaw puzzle, but actually it's really important in the great scheme of things, and it would be really great if you learnt this area. It would really develop you so much, and I believe in you. I really believe in you.
Yeah.
Do you trust? Do you think I trust you?
No.
No. I'm going to do it a different way, okay? Okay, Simon, this is really important that you deliver this. It has an impact. It's going to, if we don't deliver it, if you don't do a good job, you know, there's going to be a consequence for the team. But it's exciting. It's a great opportunity, and you're going to do really, really well. Do you trust me?
Yeah,
or do you think I trust you?
Yeah.
What's the difference? Yeah.
So there was quite a lot more physical pressure there.
Yeah.
And I was feeling in the space of, if I didn't support you, you were going to get harmed somehow.
Yeah. So it actually creates a feeling of trust.
Yeah.
And you did you feel like you wanted to do well?
Yeah.
Because when you were doing that, do it again.
Just with the.
I don't want to do well for you.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do my best. I'm going to maybe give you 80%, but
Yeah.
you don't trust me, so why would I give you 100%?
Yeah.
Or why would I give you 110%? So do it to me, and I'll tell you, or you just get a sense, how much weight do you think you can? Do it to me, and I'll tell you at the point where I trust you.
And I'm finding this kind of actually odd to go, what is the...
Great.
What is the
it's
line?
About there. It's about there. So if you take that feeling, so again out of your head, if you take that feeling, how does that change how you approach your graduates?
I guess it would be more of a so as well as, you know, I'm talking to them about, we're trying to service the needs of this group over here. It would be also myself taking a bit more sort of personal ownership of those needs, and also how they're important to me, and that I also want to, you know, have this other group happy, but you know, I'm kind of not going to be happy until they're happy, sort of.
It changes the language.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you found this helpful? Is it?
Yeah. And I guess a lot of what I do is I try and remove myself from the picture a lot, and I'm sort of starting to think now that's probably not the, you know, it's overcompensating or overdoing it.
That perhaps you're going to put yourself in that situation and ask the team, put your trust in them and be more vulnerable. Is that kind of what, or just? Yeah,
and to I guess to also just allow myself to naturally come into the process a little, rather than it just being completely about something else.
Yes. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Awesome.